Team says they will appeal this verdict.
Michael Pooh, a legal analyst from Legal AF, has extensively analyzed the activities of the US Supreme Court in relation to their perceived impact on the MAGA movement and former President Donald Trump. Pooh suggests that the court's deliberate delays in issuing specific rulings appear strategically advantageous to Trump, highlighting a pattern where judicial processes are potentially manipulated for political gain. This tactic raises significant concerns about the fairness and impartiality of the judicial system, indicating that court actions may not be solely driven by procedural considerations, but also by political motives. These observations contribute to broader discussions about the intricate intersection of law and politics in contemporary America. The appellate court proceedings recently garnered nationwide attention when one of the three appellate judges posed a provocative hypothetical question to Trump's lawyer during the hearing. The question posed was whether a president could hypothetically order the assassination of a political rival and evade criminal charges. Trump's counsel controversially affirmed the possibility, marking a pivotal moment in the case concerning Trump's potential immunity from criminal indictment. Federal judges overseeing the matter expressed hesitancy and open skepticism about the argument presented, sparking intense debate about the boundaries of presidential immunity and the potential legal ramifications of such assertions. The ongoing legal case against Donald Trump related to a D.C. election issue is progressing amid serious allegations, including scrutiny of 4 specific counts. The presiding judge has granted an additional 90 days for the defense to adequately prepare, underscoring the complexity of the claims and the extensive workload following the expiration of Trump's immunity period. This extension reflects a meticulous approach to judicial proceedings, ensuring both parties have ample time and resources to present their arguments and evidence comprehensively. Trump's defense strategy has prominently featured delay tactics, with the Supreme Court playing a pivotal role in facilitating these strategies. Despite the strategic use of delays, the arguments presented during court sessions have been highly impactful. Trump's legal team faced rigorous scrutiny for approximately an hour, while Jack Smith from the Justice Department, representing the prosecution, endured almost double that time under questioning. This level of examination and lengthy interrogation underscores the gravity and complexity of the legal issues at stake, particularly concerning Trump's immunity from criminal indictment. Donald Trump's previous conviction of 30 for felony counts of fraud in New York has added to the anticipation and uncertainty surrounding the ongoing legal proceedings, including potential charges related to his refusal to transition power to Joe Biden. The delay in proceedings highlights the intricacy and seriousness of the situation and the meticulous approach being taken to evaluate Trump's actions and potential legal consequences. In a separate development, a hearing was conducted to consider Donald Trump's motion to dismiss the indictment, arguing that the special counsel was unlawfully appointed. The following week, oral arguments are scheduled regarding the appropriations allocated for the special counsel, which Trump's team contends are also unlawful. These legal maneuvers underscore the complex and adversarial nature of the litigation surrounding Trump's prosecution, highlighting the diverse challenges and strategies employed in his defense. Jack Smith vehemently refuted Trump's claims of being the target of assassination attempts by the FBI and the Department of Justice, labeling them as false and unsubstantiated. Smith's strong rebuttal underscores the legal and ethical boundaries within which criminal defendants must operate and rejects attempts to propagate baseless allegations for personal or political gain. In a case addressing regulations on domestic violence, the Supreme Court addressed charges against Donald Trump alongside convictions of several violent insurrectionists. This case, known as Us vs. Rahimi, focused on guidelines pertaining to domestic violence restraining orders, illustrating the court's ongoing involvement in significant legal issues intersecting with high-profile political figures and broader public safety concerns.
ABC News senior national correspondent Terry Moran joins me now for more on that. Terry, what are you watching for in terms of what arguments Trump's attorneys make when they do file for this appeal?
Well, Diane, it's hard to overturn a criminal conviction, right? It is very hard because the appeals court begins with the assumption that the jury got it right. Now, there are appeals grounds on the law, but even if you feel you have an appeal on the law, it has to be of such significance that the case would have gone completely the other way. The jury's verdict is a strong strike against Trump in this appeals process. But I expect that the fertile ground for appeal for this defense team is not going to be in the New York State courts. This is a New York State court that has already approved much of the way the prosecution handled it. However, the way Trump was tried does raise federal issues. For example, the Sixth Amendment to the Constitution guarantees that every person in a criminal prosecution has the right to be completely informed of the charges against him. And you remember that
during oral arguments, Trump's legal team utilized extreme scenarios, such as a president ordering an assassination, to defend claims of immunity, despite the criminal nature of such actions. Legal experts acknowledge the validity of these arguments being presented during judicial proceedings, reflecting the nuanced and contentious nature of debates surrounding presidential immunity and the extent to which sitting presidents are shielded from legal repercussions for their actions in office.
The prolonged deliberation on whether Trump has acquired immunity from criminal prosecution due to delays in court rulings has sparked frustration among legal observers. This extended process is viewed as precarious, raising concerns about its implications for legal proceedings and public accountability. Moreover, the timing and speed with which legal issues are addressed have drawn attention, particularly concerning the federal death penalty moratorium. Actions surrounding this issue have varied, with swift action taken in some instances, notably under the Trump administration, and contrasting delays observed in other matters, prompting speculation about underlying motives and influences affecting judicial timelines. In conclusion, the complexities and controversies surrounding legal battles involving Donald Trump underscore the profound intersection of law and politics in American governance. The ongoing debates over presidential immunity, judicial independence, and the integrity of legal processes highlight the challenges and responsibilities facing the judiciary in upholding justice and accountability within a democratic framework. The evolution of these legal battles reveals a dynamic interplay between constitutional principles and political maneuvering, shaping the contours of legal precedent and public perception. The Supreme Court's role in interpreting the law and adjudicating disputes of national significance underscores its pivotal position in American democracy. The institution's decisions carry far-reaching implications, influencing not only legal outcomes, but also public trust in the judiciary's impartiality and commitment to upholding the rule of law. As legal scholars and commentators continue to dissect the intricacies of these cases, they grapple with fundamental questions about the balance of powers, the limits of executive authority, and the accountability of public officials. The debates surrounding presidential immunity, in particular, highlight enduring tensions between the imperatives of governance and the demands of legal accountability. Scholars and practitioners alike confront these dilemmas, navigating a complex terrain where legal precedent intersects with political expediency. The judicial scrutiny of Donald Trump's actions during his presidency represents a crucial chapter in American legal history, testing the resilience of democratic institutions and the efficacy of legal safeguards against executive overreach. The outcomes of these legal battles will reverberate across generations, shaping future interpretations of presidential powers and the accountability of public officials. The lessons gleaned from these cases will inform ongoing debates about the separation of powers, the role of the judiciary, and the imperatives of democratic governance in an era of political polarization. In conclusion, the intersection of law and politics in the adjudication of cases involving presidential immunity underscores the judiciary's critical role in upholding democratic principles and safeguarding constitutional rights. The evolution of these legal battles reflects broader debates